Oh, you know?
Well, yeah, I do know because I think many of us who are drawn to the non-dual in the beginning is because precisely because we have so much trauma and we checked out of our bodies like pretty early in life, and lo and behold, we hear this teaching, but it is beautiful, this teaching, the non-dual teaching, even when it's extreme, it's because it's the truth. It is the truth. There's no doubt about it. And so we know that. So when we find it on our journeys, each one of us, it might be different, but suddenly it's like, yes, there's a big yes. And the
Mm, mm.
yes is a real yes, but in a funny way, it's also like there's two yeses. There's the yes of that, the truth in you that recognizes the truth. But then there's the yes of that one who's like, yes, we don't have to deal with all the shit. Perfect. There is no separate self. Just so great. And
Mhm.
for a while, it actually, I think, it's very convincing and it works. So it's a funny thing because it's true. Essentially, it's true that there's only one reality and that there is no separation. Essentially, it's true. So there's a paradox there, which we have to sort of we have to find our way back because, of course, it's true that there's no separation, but and I do want to say something about that is that I'm a psychotherapist, and and not all spiritual teachers are interested. So just to be fair, because we have to be careful, there is this problem of spiritual bypass that is can be quite prevalent in spiritual, not just non-dual, in many spiritual traditions, contemporary, especially in the West, because in the West we are a culture. In the East, perhaps it's a bit of a stereotype, what I'm going to say, but in India, in a way, there isn't a culture of psychology, or there wasn't at the time of Ramana Maharshi and Ananda Maima. And so their teaching was quite pure in terms of they were not addressing the psyche. They were not going into people's emotions and problems, but it was sort of okay because those cultures, excuse me, were not psychological cultures. It's a bit of a simplification, and I'm not sure it's true now. Our culture in the West, we are very psychological.
Yeah.
And so these teachings have been brought to the West, and then they sort of, so some of these teachings and some of these teachers, they're just bringing them as they've received them in the Eastern traditions, very pure. And it's sincere, and it doesn't mean that they're bad teachers because they're, however, it's tricky because when the shit hits the fan, which it tends to in each one of us in our lives at some point, sometimes the teachings, the non-dual teachings, especially the non-dual teachings, because they don't suggest any practices. There's nothing to do. There's nobody there in the first place. So really, all you need to do is recognize that you're not there, and that you need to recognize your true nature. Then you might explore a bit the nature of this consciousness that is your true nature, that it has no borders, that it knows no lack, all that kind of thing. And then that that is enough to guarantee peace, love, and happiness. So, I mean, then each one of us, I guess, we have to test, is it true? Is it enough? Is it working? Now, in my experience, it's not that it didn't work. It's deeply true. But within included in this understanding was this human experience, was this human adventure, this trajectory of Catherine or Ellen or Mark or whoever that that seemed to have a real meaning. Like our lives are not just sort of an expression of ignorance or an expression of the ultimate truth. They are creative expressions of the totality, and the psyche, and especially in my case, I'm interested in the Jungian idea of the psyche because he really had an intuition about how the psyche was, in a way, God's mind, because there were aspects of the psyche that we don't know yet, that are still in the obscurity, that may come and that precisely want to be brought into the light. Each one of us, we're not going to one life is not going to be sufficient to know the totality of God's mind, but in our lives, things happen to us, difficult things, and those things are rubbing the ego, rubbing the place that sees and has light. Suddenly things happen to us, trauma, whatever it may be, so, life, and we are we are pulled into areas of our experience that we don't see, that we don't know. We know we have to go there and explore it. Our dreams tell us there's this dark figure chasing us at night, whatever it may be. There's a pattern that keeps repeating. Now, we could choose to recede back into the non-dual understanding and say, well, I don't need to engage in any of this. I can just recognize my true nature. And I think that's valid. And we must explore. Or
Yeah,
not must. I shouldn't say must because I think it's everybody's freedom. But I think I must. I must. I have had to in order to for my body to come online, for example, because my body wasn't really online. My body was saying something's not right here. And then I would take it to meditation, non-dual meditations, and or Kashmir yoga meditations where the body would be very quickly seen to be just sensations floating in awareness. And
yeah,
then that would be beautiful. I would feel like, borderless. But then, sure enough, some more relics, I don't know how to call them, but it didn't take care of.
that's it. It's not it. Yeah, it's not taking care of that,
It,
which
it's not loving in a way. It's not, I don't know. I think we understand each other. And
yeah,
I think
yeah, yeah,
maybe
definitely.
we'll wait. We'll see if anybody else wants to say something. But
Oh gosh, wow, that's really powerful what you've said.